Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Bradenton Kiwanis. It's great to have everyone here today. Please rise. We'll have an opening invocation by Mike McCoy, and then we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance and sing My Country 'Tis of Thee. Mike?
Good afternoon. Join me in prayer, please. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, thank you so much for this day, and thank you for this group of leaders that have joined us today and this fine group of agriculturalists. We appreciate everything that you do for them, the common grace that you give us, the rain and the sunshine. Lord, we ask you for the strength and the wisdom to just acknowledge you in everything that we do, and that we lean not on our own understanding, but on your word, and that just knowing that you will set our path straight and keep us strong as we act as your hands and feet to do your will. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. Okay, we'll have a few announcements and some opening remarks before I turn the program over. Let's see. We'll start with our club satellites. They're having a meeting on November 16th at the Florida Maritime Museum. Starts at 5:15, so please join them if you'd like to join the club satellite. Then they will be doing a service project on December 4 out at the Fish Preserve. They'll be doing some cleanup. This is all in preparation for them to build a bridge over some waterway out there. Community service. We have lots of opportunities coming up in this holiday season. A big thank you to everyone who worked the Habitat for Humanity this past Saturday. Upcoming opportunities for us. Boys and Girls Club, Christmas tree sales, the Salvation Army bell ringing, Wreaths Across America, Angel Tree. You can get with Mac on that. He has 7, I believe, left to get if you want to be in that Angel Tree project. Club board meeting, that is tomorrow at noon at Pier 22. There will be no meeting next week. This is too much for me. I got to take off. Thanksgiving week, we will not have a program, but the following week, on November 29, we'll have Amy Mavis Wick with us. We'll have Pace with us, and the Key Club will be doing our whole program. Backstage tours are available at the Performing Arts Center on the last Tuesdays of the month. So November 29 at 11 o'clock, they'll be doing some backstage tours for anyone. And finally, we are rescheduling our gala. It is on January 7th, 2023. So put that on your calendar. It's only a couple months away, but we're glad to put it back in place and have a great time to celebrate our 100th anniversary. Yeah, it'll be at the Bradenton Area Convention Center. So a big thank you to all of our guests who came out today. You can see our membership committee as you leave if you want more information on our club and how you can be involved in our club. Bradenton Kiwanis has a long tradition of recognizing agriculture as an economic engine and a backbone to our county. It is great to see all the people here, and we want to recognize this great industry and our hardworking committee for putting this program together. I want to real quick recognize our Bradenton Foundation officers who were elected yesterday. I'm not sure if any are in the room. At least one is right here. John Vita will be our president of the foundation next year. Tom Sequin will be the vice president. Byron Shin will be the treasurer, and Janine Amick will be our secretary of the foundation. So congratulations to all of them. Okay, and finally, I was told to have fun at these meetings. I don't know if this is going to be fun, but we're going to try. We're going to move some things. Yeah, beware, beware. We have some people in the front row. We might be. I'd like to prepare for me. Any others? Well, as you're starting to get the picture, we were told to have fun. He was a favorite farmer of mine, and he did pass away this past week, so we do want to give a tribute to him. So if everybody is ready down here, I've not practiced this, so I have no idea whether this will work or not, but why not? And with that, I'm going to turn the program over to Brenda Rogers, our committee chair.
I'm speechless. I didn't wear my boots. I have been in a watermelon field, though, and it does kind of look like this sometimes. But I'm really happy to be here today. I'm Brenda Rogers. I'm the chairman of the Bradenton Kiwanis Agriculture Committee. And this is a time of the year when I feel like all the parts of my life kind of come together and they meet right here at this luncheon. And so you're going to see how those pieces fit together as we go through our program today. We are celebrating, since 1955, the Bradenton Kiwanis Club has had a Farm City Week luncheon. And I'm not going to go into a lot of the history because that's our program, and Judge Smith will be coming very soon to do that for us. But I want to draw your attention to the brochure that's on your table, and we call this the Ag Facts brochure, and this is published through the Manatee County Extension Service every year, and it gives you a little bit of what's going on in agriculture in Manatee County right now. And of course, we've had 2 hurricanes probably since this has been written, so it might look a little bit different in reality, but we'll save that for another day's program. But I do want to mention that it's a $360 million industry, and that's the crop value. And we have over 200,000 acres in agriculture production in Manatee County right now today. So you can be proud of that part of our local economy. We are constantly, agriculture, tourism, and construction kind of vie, and some years one carries the load, and another year the other carries the load. And we're really proud that we have that diversity in our economy here in Manatee County. I would like to introduce a few folks, and first I want to mention that in a luncheon last week, it was our historical commission luncheon, and in that luncheon, we have an induction of an individual into the Agriculture Hall of Fame. And this year, it was Stephen Chin, and his daughter and son are here with us today, and we want to acknowledge Stephen Chin as our newest member in the Agriculture Hall of Fame. So, thank you. The other way an individual gets into the Agriculture Hall of Fame is by being named Agriculturalist of the Year. And we have a few of our past recipients in the room, and I'm going to call their names and hope that we've got everybody who is here indicated on my list. But from 2003, we have Mr. Ralph Garrison. Thank you. 2007, Betty Glassburn. 2008, Gary Reeder. And 2009, yours truly. Thank you. 2012, Irvin Shannon. 2014, Mr. Buddy Keene. 2015, Priscilla Trace. 2017, Mitchell John. Oh, way in the back. 2018, John Hamilton. And 2020 was Cully Rowell. All right, did we miss any past agriculturalists of the year? Okay. Good job, Patty, thank you. All right, and we also invite a lot of people to come and be part of this luncheon. And the first group that I would like to ask is all of our elected officials to please stand and be recognized. Thank you for being here today. And our Farm City Week Committee puts a lot of work into all the events, and I'm going to ask them to stand. And some of them are getting ready for other events, and you'll hear about those in just a couple minutes. And then we always invite our Leadership Manatee class, the current class, to come and be part of this day. If you're in the current Leadership Manatee class, please stand. Thank you. We are looking forward to our Agriculture Day tour. We had to flip the schedule a little bit so that agriculture could recover from hurricanes. We changed the schedule after Ian, and then we welcomed Nicole, and so we have to. So we'll have that tour on February 1st, and we're looking forward to that. And then I would also like to recognize all of our past Leadership Manatee grads that are here today. If you would stand. Right. Thank you. A lot of our club members are alumni of Leadership Manatee, and our club's really proud to have been part of the startup of Leadership Manatee and continued as a sponsor. And so it's very dear to all of us here. Okay, this time I'd like to ask Patty Keene-Freed to come forward. Patty is the chairman of our Farm City Week Committee, and she's going to tell you a little bit about the events and what's still to happen. So Patty, welcome.
Thank you, Ms. Brenda. I am Patty Keene-Freed, as Ms. Brenda said. I am your 2022 Manatee County Farm City Week Chair. As an 8th-generation Manatee County native that has grown up with an agriculture background and a business owner in Manatee County, I'm very proud to be part of the organization in keeping agriculture at the forefront in Manatee County. We are pleased to salute the Bradenton Kiwanis this year as they celebrate their 100 years and all of their support of Manatee County Farm City Week's success. Farm City Week celebrates and recognizes the beneficial partnership between rural and urban communities and the positive relationship between farm families and city residents. This year, we started our Farm City Week last week on the 7th with the Soil and Water Conservation District's speech contest. And we had 2 high schoolers and 1 middle schooler that won those awards. And then last Wednesday, as Miss Brenda said, we inducted Mr. Stephen Chen, the first Manatee County Chinese farmer north of the river. Last Thursday, unfortunately, we had to cancel our farm tour. We had a little tropical storm come through, but we are in the process of rescheduling it, so please keep an eye out. We would love to have you join us on the tour this year. We're hoping for early December to get it all rescheduled. Last Saturday at the Bradenton Farmers Market, we had some of our 4-H and FFA students down there. They had goats down there, they had a calf, they had a tractor, they were selling goat soap, they had a good time in educating the public. And then, of course, today, our outstanding agriculture luncheon, which is always a fan favorite. And then on Thursday, we will host over 900 third graders at the Manatee County Fairgrounds for our Ag Ventures. It is an opportunity for us to teach the youth of Manatee County about citrus, forestry, dairy, bees, water conservation, and more. And then on Saturday, we will wrap up our Farm City Week with our beef workshop and prospect show. They will learn in the morning about nutrition and then show their animals and exhibit their animals in the prospect show. And I want to thank everybody for coming and enjoy.
One of the things the Bradenton Kiwanis Club is doing in celebration of our 100th anniversary is a time capsule. And so Janine, are you collecting items for the time capsule? Okay, so I'm going to ask Janine to come up. And this year, as mentioned, the theme of Farm City Week is a salute to Bradenton Kiwanis for the years of support, for the creativity in starting the Farm City Week and the celebration that we have here. And so we have the mug, and it has the anniversary logo for Bradenton Kiwanis on one side, and on the other is our Manatee County Farm City Week logo with the 2022 on it. And so here's our item for the.
Okay.
Would you like to say something?
No, we wanted to make sure the mic was working.
Oh, okay.
Might as well do 2 things at once.
There you go. Okay. All right. But surprises me. Okay. So the next thing on our agenda is to ask Judge Smith to come forward. He is our keynote speaker today, and we're happy to have him come. He is now part of a long line of distinguished speakers that we've had for this luncheon, and he's going to tell you a little bit about some of those. But just really pleased to have this program today, talk a little bit about the history and the connection between Bradenton Kiwanis, agriculture, Farm City Week, et al. So Judge Smith, please come. Just watch your step.
Okay.
Neil made a mess.
Okay, hello everyone. And we're going to go down the path of some Manatee County history and talk about how this Farm City Week has become one of the most special times in Manatee County history. And it's a special time to recognize those individuals who have contributed so much to the agricultural industry. And it's a really special time for Bradenton Kiwanis because I'm going to tell you the story of how Farm City Week developed. It's important to us, all of us that are members here, former members here, and the community itself. This year, the Bradenton Kiwanis Club celebrated its 100th year anniversary, and it continues and will continue to celebrate this milestone through next year. When the club decided to announce the milestone, it created an exhibit at the place where it originally connected with the agricultural industry in Manatee County in 1922, the Manatee County Fair. Now, if you visited the exhibit earlier this year at the fair, you will remember that agriculture and Farm City Week was a big part of the exhibit. From the time the Manatee River Kiwanis Club was established in 1922, its members had a strong connection with the agricultural industry in Manatee County. Many of the charter members were farmers, including John Pope Harley. Other early members included Dr. Thomas Chairs, who joined in 1929 and became president in 1943, and John Henry Logan, who joined the club in 1932 and became president in 1935. And another early president of Bradenton Kiwanis in 1926 was Harry Peterson. He was a farmer who owned a packing house in Palmetto. He also became the first president of the Palmetto Kiwanis Club 1 year after he was president of the Bradenton Kiwanis Club. And at that time was when the club changed its name from the Manatee River Kiwanis Club to the Bradenton Kiwanis Club. As I previously stated to you, early on, this club worked with the Manatee County Fair when it was located off 9th Street in Bradenton and predominantly was agriculture. Now, 4 members of the Bradenton Kiwanis Club were Manatee County Extension agents and became president of this club. That is such a strong connection to the Extension office, including John Logan, as I mentioned, in 1935, Wilson Harper Kendrick in 1958, Richard Alberg in 1983 and 84, and as Brenda Rogers in 2005 and 2006, and then again in 2011 and 2012. And as you know, Brenda is the first woman to serve as an extension agent here. And she also made history as the only person to serve 2 times as president of Bradenton Kiwanis in non-consecutive terms. Now, each of these 4 individuals that I've talked about had a strong connection with agriculture and bound that bond and relationship between Bradenton Kiwanis and agriculture. And that also included being supportive of the fair, which I'm going to talk about more in a minute. But that led the club to be so involved in supporting the kids in 4-H and the future farmers of America. Now, in addition to that, many of the top major farmers and cattlemen in Manatee County were members of this club, including the Harleys, the McClures, Singletary, Harrisons, the Dr. Chairs, Anthony Rossi, and Ed Price Jr., and many more. And some of these farmers became president of the club, including Dr. Chairs in 1943 and Ed Price in 1955. Having members as presidents involved with agriculture obviously meant that the club had a strong connection with the industry. Now, before the National Farm City Week was established in 1955, the club regularly had speakers and programs focused on agriculture. When Harper Kendrick was president of the club in '56, he made agriculture a centerpiece of his presidency. He loved flowers. Now, any of you here that remember him knew that he loved flowers so much he put them everywhere at the Manatee County Fair. And he brought horticulture, as I've stated, to the center of attention in Manatee County. And throughout that, he had this club recognize Manatee County residents with a beautification award each year for using flowers to beautify their residents or businesses. Of course, when Brenda Rogers was president of the club, she made agriculture a centerpiece of her presidency. Now, when the National Farm City Week was established in 1955, this club embraced the idea and designed a luncheon each year to celebrate agriculture. Members of Bradenton Kiwanis work with the Manatee County Commission, which at this point I'm going to stop and tell you that John Pope Harley was a county commissioner when the club was chartered. And throughout the years, many Manatee County commissioners have been members of this club. I'm not sure why they all aren't. But they also had the Extension Service and other interested persons involved to host a luncheon. The first year, this club teamed up with the Palmetto Kiwanis Club and the Manatee Kiwanis Club to host the first Farm City Week Luncheon, 1955. And their speaker was the provost from University of Florida, Willard Fifield. Now, it was a full house and has continued that way. It remains to be one of the favorite luncheons of Bradenton Kiwanis, not just for Kiwanis members, but for the community at large. Just look around. As you all know, it's festive, fun, and educational, and got a little bit more fun this day, Neil. Bradenton Kiwanis has secured through the years many nationally known proponents in agriculture as the speakers. We've had former governors, former U.S. senators. On a regular occasion, Senator Spessard Holland was the speaker here. And of course, our own state senator, Ed Price, was. And we've had the U.S. Secretary of Agriculture, Earl Butz, was here as a speaker many times. And maybe we can have Senator Jim Boyd as a speaker one year. What do you think? In addition to the Farm City Week, agriculture was the subject of many weekly programs at Bradenton Kiwanis meetings. And Secretary Butz, who was appointed by President Gerald Ford, owned a business and a house on Longboat Key. And on more than one occasion, he came to the club meetings. Oftentimes, he spoke. And then, of course, we've had Florida Commissioners of Agriculture, and one person who came several times was Adam Putnam. And a farmer himself, Commissioner Putnam, always brought a positive message to the members. Now, Bradenton Kiwanis' Agricultural Committee is one of the important committees in this club, and there are many. And for years, with Dr. Chair's leadership, he organized a barbecue at with the Manatee County Cattlemen's Association, or at the fairgrounds is where they'd have that barbecue. But the committee also organizes this luncheon, and throughout the year identifies young people working in agriculture who may need assistance on projects and may need a scholarship. And on an annual basis, Bradenton Kiwanis awards monetary awards and scholarships to young people working with 4-H or the Manatee County Fair, Future Farmers of America. In fact, one Bradenton Kiwanis member and a past president, Bob Sweat, was on the committee and cared deeply about his work. When Bob talked about Bradenton Kiwanis supporting children in agriculture, it brought a tear to his eye. He was an example of how members of Bradenton Kiwanis love children and agriculture together. A wholesome, positive way of life for all children and adults. Now then in 1967, this club took its recognition of agriculture a step further when it created the Outstanding Agriculturalist of the Year Award. And it was going to present this each year. And the first award went to T.J. Carter, a cattleman and deputy tax assessor. And over the years, the club has recognized a man or woman who has given extraordinary service in the field of agriculture in Manatee County. And many of those people, as Brenda has introduced, are here. And we sure thank all of them for their contributions. Now, all of these people made a big difference in promoting the industry, and some of them still do. It's amazing to think that this award given each year is a surprise. It's a well-kept secret. Then in 1982, working with the Manatee County Chamber of Commerce, this club established Leadership Manatee, and as a part of that program, created Agriculture Day. What a smart way to educate future leaders of this community to agriculture. And thank all of you Leadership Manatee class for being here today. I saw them all in court, but I'll tell you about that later. It's a favorite day for each class, and you look forward to it, and you may need these raincoats. Traveling to the farms, dairies, and packing houses to feel, touch, and smell Manatee County agriculture. And then in 1997, the club wasn't through yet. Bradenton Kiwanis, along with one of its members, and again, a county commissioner, Dan McClure, donated $100,000 as seed money to organize, establish, and fund the new Manatee County Agriculture Museum in Palmetto, which of course is the home of the Hall of Fame. That seed money is just another way that Bradenton Kiwanis demonstrates its commitment for preserving the history of agriculture in Manatee County to this community, but also to the world. And of course, the club works with the Hall of Fame committee to recognize the recipient each year of the Farm City Week luncheon. The family is here today. Cindy and Stuart are here. In conclusion, the relationship between Bradenton Kiwanis and the agricultural industry is strong. Both have the same mission, changing the world one child at a time, one community at a time. Farmers, as we all know, are the backbone of this country and promote wholesome and positive lives for children. Farm City Week is so important to this club, to Bradenton Kiwanis, that it's going to always, and let me say it again, always support it and look for ways to be involved in the industry. And Bradenton Kiwanis looks forward to sponsoring the Farm City Week luncheon for the next 100 years and hopes that you will join us at that time. Thank you very much, and God bless.
Thank you, Judge Smith. Great job, and thank you, Mac, for helping with those photos. That was really special. I do want to just add one little bit of trivia, is that the county extension directors were the county fair managers until Dick Alberg's 20 years as county extension director, when the fair hired their first manager. And I think that was a great move. It was a great move, incredible move. And I think both extension and the fair are stronger because of that, and having the focused attention on each. And we're really proud of what's going on there. I'm going to ask if our panel would just kind of start coming to the front and wait right there while I make a few announcements. So, Chris, Peter, Buddy. Okay. Yeah. We have a treat for you this afternoon. We have assembled a panel to talk about some of the youth programs, and so that you'll be able to learn a little bit more about those. And as they're coming forward, I'm going to go ahead and introduce our Agriculturalist of the Year. The 2022 Agriculturalist of the Year is best known for supporting youth ventures in agriculture, leadership, citizenship through 4-H and FFA. As a 4-H club leader, he prides himself in helping youth discover their passions and grow into their full potential. He actively engages with youth, serving as a positive influence and resource for them. Like many youth supporters, much of the work he does is on the quiet side, as he bids for plants and animals during the county fair, or drops by with a cup of coffee when a friend or colleague is having a difficult time. For years, he's been one of the key leaders willing to take a week of vacation to spend time at a residential camp with 200 children. There are not many people who would give up vacation time for a week at camp. He's described by youth as the fun adult to be around, a good listener, and a great advisor. For the past few years, our 2022 Agriculturalist of the Year has served in leadership roles with the Manatee County 4-H and the 4-H Foundation. Under his leadership, opportunities strengthening the organization through additional fundraising, leadership development, and program opportunities for youth and adults have been realized. The two 4-H club leaders who submitted the nomination describes this man as a gentle giant. He is a person who recognizes needs and then works hard to address them from behind the scenes. When necessary, he becomes the defender, always with the youth in mind. Other volunteer activities include chief cook and sometimes bottle washer for organizations like the Duet Historical Association. A few weeks ago, he was a part of a team cooking for a spaghetti dinner, and I was told that he personally made the cannolis that were being sold by the local 4-H club. As mentioned before, his mode of operation is usually behind the scenes, outside the public view, quietly supporting youth in the community. Other organizations he's part of include the North Manatee Kiwanis Club, Manatee River Fair Association, Board of Directors, Manatee County Cattlemen's Association, and the Manatee chapter of the Florida Nursery Growers Association, where he's worked for many years with the Youth Plant Show and Sale at the Manatee County Fair. As an agriculturalist, he is self-made by his own interest and perseverance. He chose agriculture. He wasn't born to it, like many of us who have come before him. His ag business has included cattle, citrus, and for a time he was interested in turf for golf courses. He's interested in the adoption of best practices developed for his commodities. He's willing to try new things and invest in future outcomes. Many of us in this room are proud to call him friend. By now, you've realized that I had to bring him up because he was sitting in the very back corner. So you probably figured out that our 2022 Manatee County Agriculturalist of the Year is Mr. Peter Voley III. Peter and his wife Kim live in Bradenton. They have 3 adult children, Lacey Voley-Laird, Peter Voley IV, and Christy Voley. And the family recently celebrated the birth of their first grandchild. The Voley family moved to Manatee County in 1992 as Kim established a local State Farm insurance agency. And as you've heard, Peter's legacy is his family and the families he's influenced through his leadership and the investment of his time in Manatee County youth. Please join me in congratulating Mr. Peter Voley III as the Agriculturalist of the Year.
I want to thank everybody. It's very unexpected. I try to stay out of the limelight and keep underneath the radar. And all I can say is, I do this stuff for the kids in the community to help make things better. And I want to thank you all very much for this honor. Thank you.
And I'll point out Peter's family has snuck in, and I had to have these 2 big guys get him here, so. Okay.
Thank you all.
All right, so we do thank you all for coming and being part of this celebration today, and I'm going to turn control back to President Neal to close us out. There are some bits of produce on the table, and if Archie Powell were here, he would be pulling that plastic bag out of his sleeve right now. So lots of good memories. Thank you again for being here.
So do we want a second act? You're supposed to watch. You're supposed to watch the show. All right. That was thrown a little too hard. So we need to stop this now. So if there are anybody that wants to give some angel trees, please see Mac. We thank you, everybody. Congratulations to our Agriculturist of the Year. Everybody have a very happy Thanksgiving, and we will see you on the 29th. I have no bell to adjourn. Thank you.